What is the mysterious crystal in Daredevil Born Again, episode 5? And given this episode takes a break from the show's real storyline, why is it here? We are here to share our live reactions and break this episode down. So, guys, in this episode, Matt finds himself in the middle of a bank heist. The robbers are after a small yellow diamond. Do you have any theories on what this diamond is?
I thought it looked like an infinity stone, but I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is or not.
That crossed my mind. If it were, do you know which one it would be based on the color?
The orange one.
It
I
looks
said yellow.
the yellow.
Or yellow one.
Yeah, I was thinking the yellow one, but I'm not sure. If it's the yellow one, then it's this one. It would be the Mind Stone pulled out of Vision's head.
Yeah.
But if you look at this picture,
It was orange.
It was closer to butterscotch, so it might have been orange. Yeah, I can.
If you look at this picture, though, they're kind of oval shaped. And if we look at the actual one from the episode, I don't. It's close, but it's more like rectangular. So I don't know for sure.
The only thing I would say no on that, from what I understand, and I did a little research on it. This episode actually takes place in 2027. So this is many years after the Infinity Stones have already been destroyed. They did that in Endgame twice, I think. Oh, no, he took the other ones back. Yeah. So they're technically not even in this time. They can't exist in this time unless there's some more multiverse time travel stuff. Which
another one was made or something. I wondered about that because I had that same thought. And here's another thing I wondered if it was. Is it White Tiger's amulet? Was it like something in there? Because I don't know if his amulet is the lion head or like. If you think about it, there's been a lot of White Tiger stuff lately. Last episode, the next episode. I don't know if that was like a crystal. Like, I don't know a lot about White Tiger, but the only thing is I see that thing kind of glows that same color. This is a frame from the comics. So I don't know. I mean, couldn't you see him like stashing that away at some point so somebody wouldn't find it?
If that was supposed to be from the eye, and I'm assuming that's a tiger around his neck. If it's the eye of the tiger, I think they were green.
Yeah. So I've seen comic frames where they glow green, and then I've seen frames where the whole thing glows yellow. So I don't know, but I wondered about it. Now there's a go ahead.
Well, I was going to say there's another way it could have gone in the Marvel universe, and I didn't even realize this until I again did a little bit of research. But the I forget his name, but the assistant of the bank, assistant manager of the bank, that is Baby Marvel's father.
Miss Marvel? Yeah,
Miss Marvel's father.
Yes.
Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. Yeah, sorry, I was getting mixed up. All right, so Miss Marvel, that is her dad. So when he's talking about his daughter to Matt, he's talking about Miss Marvel.
Yeah, and I did not. I forgot at first. It's easy to mix up Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, based on the names.
Well, I think
this is not Captain Marvel. So when he showed the Funko Pop at first, I was like, "Huh, that's not her." And I'm like, "Oh wait, it's Miss Marvel. She's a teenager." I think she was the first Muslim superhero, if that's correct. I know that she is Muslim in the comics, and you see that here. So one of my fears is that we'll never find out in the Daredevil universe what this diamond is. I would like it to be a thread that is wrapped up in the Daredevil show, but I kind of wonder if they're trying to make you go over and watch maybe the next season of Miss Marvel. There are rumors there might be a season 2. And I just want to see that kind of thread get wrapped up in this, this TV world. But that's a minor gripe.
That episode kind of, to me, felt like a filler episode. You know what I mean? Like, because in the next episode had nothing to do with what we just saw. So you're probably right. That's probably just a tease to get people to go watch, the other show.
Yeah. I would guess I looked at the reviews of Miss Marvel, and one thing I thought was strange was it only has 8 critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It has an 80%, but I just thought, wow, maybe the show wasn't very popular because most of the other shows have like 100 critic reviews. So I was like, well, maybe they're trying to give one of their other shows a boost. But there is a reason within Born Again for why they may have done this. Oh, it looks like I froze for a second. Um, thought this does show that Matt Murdock is Daredevil with or without his costume. I thought. I mean, he's been having to use his Daredevil abilities without being in the costume. So if there was one takeaway from this episode that matters to the rest of the the show, I think it's that Daredevil, like he is Daredevil, whether or not he's wearing the costume. And I think that may be part of why he's going to put the suit back on in the next episode.
Yeah, you see that a lot in movies and TV shows. It's not the costume, it's not the stick, it's not the sword, it's not the wand, it's you. And so, yeah, I think this is one of those episodes where it's just he's starting to realize what he needs or who he needs to be. Now, whether he knows that he's speaking to the father of Miss Marvel or not, maybe that's why they're a little bit more buddy-buddy. Maybe he kind of saw something in him and realized something, and that's why he was a little bit more open with him being able to do what he can.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and he's motivated in general by compassion, and I think he recognized that Yusuf was a good guy, even though he got rejected for the loan. He basically said that on the phone. But yeah, if he doesn't know Miss Marvel is his daughter, he's going to find out because he gets invited over there for dinner at the end. There was another interesting theory about what that diamond was. This comes from another YouTube channel. Got to be honest, I didn't watch the video, but before we got on here, I saw the thumbnail, so I cropped it. From the channel Heavy Spoilers. What do you think about this theory? Is that diamond crystal adamantium?
I don't know. I thought adamantium was silver.
I did too. So I thought it was interesting, but I thought it'd be worth mentioning.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's where we're going to be not struggling, but we need to realize we may miss a couple things. Is that they're starting to amp up for Secret Wars and Doomsday, which is going to be a lot of multiversal stuff. There's going to be a lot of, they actually just announced today that a lot of the original X-Men are going to be in the movie.
Oh yeah, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen.
Oh, and more of them. Cyclops, that actor.
Yep.
Nightcrawler.
Martson.
Yeah.
Martson, I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
Rebecca Romaine, not so Stamos.
Ray Park?
I haven't heard him.
No.
They did this. It was this like 5-hour reveal of all these like actors' chairs, those kind of hammock chairs. And for 5 hours, they slowly just panned across.
Really?
So you saw Chris Hemsworth for like 45 minutes, and then it's like this guy and this girl and these people. And
that's kind of a hilarious way to do a reveal.
it is kind of funny. Everyone's been dumping on it, but it is pretty funny. If you didn't watch it live, if you sat there for 5 hours watching this thing, just what's the next name? Starts with a C. So, well, there wasn't any huge spoilers in that thing either. That was kind of funny. But anyway, sorry.
What did you think about how Matt Murdock handled this situation? Like how he used his daredevilness as Matt Murdock in the bank and the stairwell fight. What did you think of all these scenes?
I really liked it because, he's used his hearing before, but this was like an episode where it was mostly using that and trying to break through the other sounds and listen to way certain people walk and things like that. So yeah, this was a lot of fun in the kind of more superhero detective way.
Yeah, I like that. And I
Superpowers.
like how you pointed out that he can actually kind of hear. I mean, different people walk in different ways. We have, I mean, foot imprints basically. You know, the way your foot lands, like knowing that he could actually tell and hear the distinction between one person's walk and another. I mean, that is a level beyond, you know.
Hmm.
And I found the stairwell fight pretty entertaining. That it starts with him taking off his tie and using it as a weapon. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
a
go ahead,
fun little sequence. You know, and he's got to keep the guy quiet the whole time too, because you can't be making a whole lot of noise when you're back there because
Yeah.
you know, danger. So the way he was able to, I think at one point he even told the guy to be quiet, like shh, 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 like while he's beating the dude up. Yeah, some pretty interesting moves. The one where he plants his foot onto the back of the step to get that more leverage on the guy, and he was miraculously able to catch a falling shotgun. You know, it was a fun
He
sequence.
heard it.
He heard the gun falling.
Yes.
Yeah, as much as this episode seemed like, okay, it's not part of the main story for the most part, it was very entertaining and well done. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked Yusuf too. There was a great quote that he had when he was talking to Daredevil. He said something about teaching the value of money, like the purpose of teaching younger generations about saving is protection from what we can't see. And I thought that's just kind of an interesting way to think about it. Like you're protecting yourself from the unknown when you're saving money, which is true. I mean, that's probably like I don't know, finance 101 tip, but it was just kind of interesting. So I liked seeing him interact with Daredevil in part because like you really don't see too many Catholics or Christians and Muslims like getting along like that on TV or in real life sometimes, you know, like being all buddy and they seem to genuinely like and respect each other. And I noticed in the vault, you know, Yusuf said inshallah, and that means if Allah wills it. So like if you didn't know this character is a Muslim until that point, you knew it right there. And I don't know, it was just cool to see those two from different cultures kind of come together on screen, and you just don't see a lot of examples of that. So I enjoyed that.
Right. Yeah, it was nice. Real quick, I am going to take us a step back. We were talking about the not as much the diamond, but it hit me. You see this a lot in other movies and TV shows. They opened up box 418 and Daredevil 418. Matt Murdock, struggling with his past and the system's failures, seeks guidance from the Punisher while a new serial killer muse emerges, painting murals with human blood.
Oh, you're talking about comic book number 418, right?
That's what I thought.
Okay.
I may be wrong on that though. Now I'm looking at this. It's what's highlighted. It's the first thing that's highlighted, but no, that's just the episode. I apologize. Ignore that part. Let's move on.
Oh,
let me look into this more.
Okay. So you're looking up the number on the box because Marvel keeps inserting little Easter eggs. Like, what was it? What was the number you mentioned in episode 1 that correlated with a comic called The Secret
Oh, the
Life of
address.
Bucky Nelson?
Yeah, the address of their law office.
The address of the bar or whatever.
Okay.
Or the bar, yeah.
Well, keep looking for that. Tell me if you find something.
Yeah, if I see something on that, I'll let you know.
Okay. Because I thought when you were reading that description, it was hinting at the next episode. So I thought,
yeah, that's what I was thinking when I read it. I was like, hey.
Did you think Matt's powers were too strong when he was outside and he could hear the heist taking place, like, I don't know, a block down the street? That's some super hearing.
That was some pretty incredible hearing to be able to hear that while on the phone over traffic downtown Manhattan.
Yeah, that's some Superman level powers right
yeah.
there. So I thought it was interesting, especially when he cracks the safe. I did really enjoy that. I could buy that better than him hearing the heist from like a block down. Because it's St. Patty's Day. I mean, people are outside everywhere, like yelling and screaming. So that I did kind of chuckle, but I'll give it to it. You know, the safe scene was really cool, though.
Yeah.
I wondered if he was going to be a suspect, though, because he seems to like know everything. He can get into the vault. I mean, at some point, I wondered if Yusuf was going to be like, wait, how do you know how to get into the vault? And how do you know what's going on? And how did you get this diamond and all, you know, all this stuff? Well, I guess Yusuf gave him the diamond, but you know what I mean? Like, he seems to know everything that's going on. And I wondered if they would suspect that maybe he was the inside guy at the end of the episode, but then that went away. And I also was waiting for there to be some kind of implosion among the robbers because Matt lied to the guy, one of the robbers, and told him that he took that diamond off of one of his other men, which would, I thought, imply that, you know, there was somebody on that team that was going to swipe that diamond for themselves.
I mean, he wasn't lying. He did take it off of. No, he didn't. I guess he got it out of the vault. But
yeah.
As for being like the inside guy, though, I think he was pretty confident that he wasn't, because he had, you know, to be an inside dude, you'd have to actually be at the bank every single day, and he had never seen him before. So
there was an inside person in there, though. It was one of the hostages, right? The girl that they gave the diamond to. Yeah.
Or almost
did you
the diamond to.
Did you catch what they were trying to do with this diamond?
Well, they were trying to get it to Luca, who showed up in the next episode.
Yeah, to pay Fisk the 1.8 million that Victor asked for a few episodes ago as, you know, retribution for that. Which episode was that? 2 or 3 that opens up with the hijacking of a truck?
It was 2, I think.
Yeah.
Which one?
So there are some little threads here that connect it to the main story. They're just minor details, I guess, minor threads. Well, overall, I liked this episode, but I realized like there's not a ton to talk about on the main story. Is there anything else you guys wanted to cover?
No, I mean, I think the episode was just, I mean, it was the shortest episode that they've put out so far this season. I think it ran 42 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, it's just all inside of a bank, and that's all it was. So, I mean, it was a pretty simple episode. It was a fun episode, but it really didn't really at this point push the story forward any. So that's why I say it's just kind of like a little filler. They needed to have 15 episodes where one short bank do that one. You know? So
if you're short on time, but I mean, it's good enough that I would rewatch it because I was into it at the time. You know? And him hiding the diamond in the butterscotch candy dish was pretty funny. My grandma used to have those sitting out when I was a kid, and I was over there every day in the summer, and I would eat those like crazy.
Yeah.
So then I see
everyone's grandma did.
Like, what grandmother didn't have hard candy just sitting out in a bar?
Okay, so that was a thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Every grandmother had. My grandmother used to have the hard candies, and then she used to have these like little buttercream mints in a jar. They're like green and pink and yellow and white. The whites were horrible. But nonstop. Like, go to grandma's and raid the hard candy jar.
Pretty much.
It's funny, whenever I go pick my son up from daycare, I go to a bank. They've got Dum-Dums now, right? And I'm always looking for the butterscotch flavored Dum-Dum. That's the only one I'll pick up. So it's kind of like the butterscotch discs. But you just don't see those around very much. So it was kind of funny that those were like the, I don't know, like the little Easter egg of this episode. That's where he hid the diamond. I wish we got to see, I guess we saw him catch the girl, but like, I don't know. I was expecting more to come of the diamond, but I guess we'll find out in some future series.
It's possible. And if it has anything to do with Miss Marvel, let us know, because I know she wears a glove, I think. Has something to do with her heritage and everything like that, and that's what helps give her the powers to shoot little blobs of things she can run on and makes her hand really big. I don't know much about Miss Marvel. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I mean, there's so many characters to keep track of, you know. So
Yeah. But yeah, if it has something to do with that, please comment and say it has to do with that. So then we know.
I
Which
even
is half
asked
the battle.
ChatGPT and it didn't know. So
Oh, well then.
so it must be
Yeah.
a really deep secret. All
I
right,
won't
guys.
tell
Well,
anyone.
we're going to cover episode 6 next. We'll be doing that live. We also have covered a lot of Daredevil season 1 on our channel. We're going to finish that. So check that out. We'll see you again soon.